Hello and welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranch. Today I'll be giving you some select fights, I guess you will, because two of them are main card fights. One of them is the curtain opener, if you will, for the prelims for UFC Vegas 24. I do have two videos out already with all the prelim fights, with the exception of this one because it was added late. So be sure to check those out. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, lightweight. This is the one opener of the entire card, you know, for the prelims. We've got Austin Hubbard taking on short notice Dakota Bush. Austin Thud Hubbard is coming off a loss to Joe Selecki. He's got a record of 12-5. He's the favorite, minus 185. Taking on Dakota Bush. This making his UFC debut. Dakota Harry Bush. I believe it's because his grandfather's name was Harold. So, not, you know. Anyway. Take whatever. Dakota Harry Bush is coming off a win against Austin Clem by knockout. That was in the LFA. He's got a 2-inch reach advantage. He fights out of Cuba, Missouri, but no school or training center or gym or whatever. No facility was listed on Tapology. Okay. Austin Hubbard fights out of Elevation Fight Team. That is in Denver, Colorado. He, over at the Elevation Fight Team, there's people like Justin Gaethje, Kamaru Usman, Alistair Overeem, you know, etc., etc. It's loaded with talent. But let's see what these cappers have to say. Austin Hubbard. Okay, taking Austin Hubbard. We've got... Boom! That was a big, broad band. James Lynch. James Lynch is taking Hubbard by decision. I want to say he did get an interview with Hubbard. I'm not 100% on that, though, but he does do a ton of interviews, so I wouldn't doubt it. Bleed! What's going on? It's Bleed. Bleed is also taking Austin Hubbard. Newsom from MMA Play 365 is taking Austin Hubbard. Austin Hubbard also, I believe, came from LFA, but that Joe Selecki loss, he, you know, obviously that was in the UFC. E-Money, hot off the press. I just watched his show just now. And finally we've got a new pair of guys. They are called the Perfect Parlay Pursuit. Triple P, Perfect Parlay Pursuit. I'm just going to write P, Perfect Parlay Pursuit. That is a mouthful and a lot of space. There's actually 3 of them, but one of them was not there this week, I guess. So the main host, I believe his name is Luke Clement. He was, has done a full perfect parlay with the full card, I guess. So he says, I believe him. Why not? I don't doubt it. He said there's another guy named Danny the Batman who is not available for this video. And then he did have another guy called Alex the Euro Underking. And I guess he is a history major or history teacher or something. Anyway, both Luke and Alex are taking Austin Hubbard in this fight. The link to these guys will be in the description. So be sure to check them out. Subscribe. I like him. He's entertaining. This guy Luke was getting wasted during the show. He started out, he was fine, but as the card kept going, I don't know how many Kirin beers he was drinking, but The Kira Ichiban, that's a Japanese beer. He was slamming them. But anyway, that would make it a full Capper consensus. However, we do have a contrarian pick. We've got Manpreet, MMA. He uses the initials, so am I. Lock of the night. Manpreet is taking the upset from Dakota Bush. He didn't say method of victory, but at plus 160, you don't have to, because you're going to get paid out if the Dakota Bush manages to win this. Dakota Bush does have a lot of aggression, a lot of forward pressure. He's got some decent wrestling. Austin Hubbard, he's got, he's all right, but I don't see him. He's not the most aggressive fighter. Not that I've seen that Joe Selecki fight. And even a couple of his victories, he didn't. He was more of like a counter striker type of guy, or just wanted to win by decision. He didn't want to. Doesn't. Anyway, Dakota Bush, Dakota Harry Bush, MMA lock of the night. Manpreet is on him, and. You know what? I think I'm going to side with Manpreet here too. I just like the plus money, and like I said, I'm not very. He's all right, Hubbard, but Dakota Bush, I think he's hungry. The kid is short notice, so this is his opportunity. When opportunity knocks, this boy's coming to fight. I got a feeling. I think he's going to be the aggressor. He's going to be the top control wrestler. And because he does have some collegiate wrestling experience, I didn't dive that deep into it, but I guess he's pretty good at college wrestling history. So for that reason, I'm taking the wrestler. I'm going to take him by decision. If he, that top control time. Yeah, so there's there you go. That's my pick. Moving on. Next, we've got. Now these fights are not in order. I think these are closer to the main events. But so, whatever. I'm gonna do the other two main card fights tomorrow. This is just how I wrote it down. So next we've got the heavyweight clash between the veteran Andrei Arlovski, the pit bull from Belarus. Always been a fan of Andrei Arlovski for well over a decade. He's taking on Chase Sherman. Chase Sherman, the Vanilla Gorilla. Okay. Andrei Arlovski comes in with a record of 30-20 as a professional. He's favorite here, minus 122. These odds are according to Bet Online as of this morning. He's coming off a loss to Tom Aspinall. I am high on Tom Aspinall. I'm a fan. I think Tom Aspinall is probably my favorite heavyweight fighter right now. But I do like Dawkins too. So, but Tom Aspinall, yeah, I'm really high on him. So there's no shame into losing to Tom Aspinall. He lost by a submission, a rear naked choke. Okay. He's taking on Chase Sherman, the Vanilla Gorilla. Chase Sherman, 15-6 as a professional, coming off a win against Ike Villanueva. Middle of the line type of heavyweight fighter. He knocked him out second round. So Chase Sherman he's coming off that win. But Andrei Arlovski he's fought the cream of the crop, tippity top. So you got to. I know he's for the ages. We got a little discrepancy there. Arlovski is 42. Chase Sherman is 31. So that influenced a lot of bettors. Maybe Arlovski at 42, and maybe he's, he's prime though. He's still good. He's still coming out, shining to these fights. Still performing. He's got that veteran savvy, if you will. So let's go. Let's see who the cappers have to take. We're gonna start with Pitbull. Oh, by the way, Chase Sherman, has a 1-inch height and reach advantage, if you want to take that for what it is. Chase Sherman fights out of, they both fight out of American Top Team. However, Chase Sherman fights out of the one in Dilbertsville or Mississippi. American Top Team, Mississippi. Definitely not the one Coconut Creek, Florida. That's where Andrei Arlovski trains at. They're the same brand, but they have different, different fighters and coaches that are, that frequent the facilities. I'm sure the place in Missouri will host, we're having guys from the Coconut Creek come over this weekend for a little seminar, and they probably do all that stuff, but they definitely have a different set of in-house fighters and coaches from both facilities. So big, drastic differences there, even though they're both American Top Team. All right, sorry. Let's get back to this. Okay, Andrei Arlovski taking him. We've got E-Money. Yeah, like I said, I just watched him, so he's hot off. He's had to go to class. He was late for class. I think it's like he's doing online or remote. Had to be. Then we've got Newsom from MMA Play 365. Newsom. Okay. Bleed. Also taking Arlovski. By the way, all these links will be in the description for every one of these cappers. James Lynch. I am a patron member to James Lynch, to Bleed, to a lot of these different guys. So definitely check, if you're into Patreon, check it. It's affordable. It was like, I think $20 a month. I think I pay for both them, not together, $20 separately each, but totally worth it because they give you all their insight and picks. James Lynch got all the interviews and crap. It's good coverage, and you're supporting them. I mean, they put a lot of work into this. Eventually, one of these days, I'll probably get a Patreon, but honestly, I do this for the enjoyment. I don't do it for the money. I got a real job for that. So this is just, for fun, for kicks, son? So anyway, James Lynch also saying by decision. But we got the new guys and MMA Lock of the Night. Both taking Sherman, Lock of the Night. And now I'll spell the whole thing out since they're the only one. Who is it? Perfect Parlay Pursuit. Nice name. Good show. Entertaining. The guys seem like they know what they're talking about. They're not just throwing up. They put opinions on top of statistics, which is, I like their people's opinions. That's the whole thing of the cappers, So, Perfect Parlay Pursuit, Alex and Luke. Once again, they don't really like to. They occasionally, but neither one of them said method, so I'm just going to write them both as a team. They're taking Chase Sherman here. Now, if you guys have seen my picks before, I'm real reluctant to take fighters with double-digit losses, no matter who they are, and Arlovski's got double-digit losses twice over. He's got 20 losses, and I gotta fade the age, even though that's coming from an old guy too. I know there's a difference between, me at 42, if I was to fight myself at 31, my 31-year-old self would kick my 42-year-old ass. That is for sure. I was much better at 31 than I was at 42. That's coming from in here, reality sets in. So because of that, Arlovski, he is great. He's a veteran. He'll always be remembered. He'll probably Hall of Fame. Got to be. when he retires. Anyway, his era's about over though. So I'm going to take Chase Sherman here. I mean, he's 31, still like right into his prime. I don't know if he's the best he's going to ever be, probably not. But I think he's good enough to pull this off. We're going to say 3-round fight. Let's go. Yeah, we're going to go decision. I don't think he's going to. Arlovski's the pit bull. He's definitely durable. Not going to knock him out. So we're going to say Sherman by decision there. Okay. Again with the decision pick. Sorry, guys. This is how I feel. It's how the cookie crumbles, you know? So, finally, moving on. We've got middleweight bout between Judo Thunder, Abdul Razzaq Alhassan, taking on Jacob Mamba Malkoun. Okay. Abdul Razzaq Alhassan is the huge favorite at -300, a 3-to-1 favorite. That's disgusting. But he's taking on Jacob Malkoun, who a lot of people say is hot garbage. But I don't know. Let's look at this a little bit closer, okay? Abdul Razzaq Alhassan is coming off back-to-back losses. He's got a loss to Chaos Williams by knockout, and before that he lost to Monir Lazez by unanimous decision. He is from Ghana. He's coming up to 185 pounds from 170. This is a middleweight fight. He trains out of Fortis MMA over there in Texas, and 3-to-1 favorite. He's the older of the two guys. Alhassan, 35, okay? Middleweight now. Jacob Malkoun, 25. Okay, let's talk about this Mamba, Jacob Malkoun. Fights out of Australia. He's rumored to be the BJJ coach, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach of Robert Whittaker. And they do fight on the same card all the time. He's definitely a training partner. Whether he's the BJJ coach, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. He doesn't have a training center listed. So, but this rumor has it he is the jiu-jitsu coach wherever Bobby Knuckles, the Reaper, Robert Whittaker trains. So, that being said, he's coming off that bad loss to Phil Hawes. He had knocked out in like 18 seconds of the first round. Just humiliated, embarrassed. Hang your head in shame. You don't even want to wake up the next day. You just want to keep your hoodie on and just put the hide behind some black balloons or something. Just don't talk to me. Leave me alone. Anyway, yeah. But before he got knocked out, he does have 6 consecutive wins. Unfortunately, they're all against cans, and 2 of them are boxing bouts. So that's why it's 4-1, not 6-1, because 2 of those 6 wins are boxing bouts. Yeah, this Australian, I don't know. He's a plus 250 underdog. That's what gets me, and he's younger. Now, everybody that I've not, I would say 3 out of 5 cappers that I've heard discuss this fight is saying it's going to go down just like his last fight against Phil Hawes. It's going to go down the same way. He might last a little bit longer, but majority got him getting knocked out in the first round. Let's specifically see which cappers are saying what in this middleweight showdown. Okay, Bleed is saying he's one of the ones that said it's going to happen. It's a repeat of what happened against Phil Hawes. Knockout, first round. Okay, hey, could very well be. Okay, lock of the night, Manpreet. Just watched his show. I watched it last night, live stream. He didn't. He pretty much said the same thing, but he said this is the thing. He goes, if Malkoun does not get, he goes, the bet should be Alhassan in the first, because if it goes past the first, Malkoun might have a shot. But his pick is still Alhassan. I'm not going to write, knockout in first, but I should. He did say that should be the, yeah, I will write it. Another one for knockout first. Okay, then we've got E-Money. He did not say method, but I think he's another one that said it's going to probably be the same way Jacob Malkoun's last fight was. The guys from Perfect Parlay Pursuit, Alex said knockout, and Luke just took the pick. Didn't say method or anything. He was feisty at this point, boys. The Kieran, the Ichiban, the beer was starting to kick in right around now. You can tell. Watch the video. Links in the descriptions. Entertaining. Newsome, MMA Play 365. Also taken Alhassan. And is that finally James Lynch taking Alhassan, making this a full capper consensus. I think my daughter's just calling in now. A full capper consensus is when all the cappers pick the same side. Throw some good luck betting pearls out there for you. It's when all the cappers pick the same side. In this case, everybody that I looked at, all these cappers are all taking Judo Thunder, Abdul, Razak, Alhassan to beat Jacob Malkoun. Most of them are saying by knockout. They're saying it's going to be a repeat of what happened against Phil Haas. My pick here, I mean, I got to go with Alhassan, but I don't want to. I'm hoping Malkoun is smart enough to watch out for, that Phil Haas deal. What happened he's got to watch this show. He's got to know that people are expecting him to get knocked out in the first round. You think he's got to, and he's a professional fighter. You think he's going to make some sort of game plan to defend against that? That's what you want to think. But I got to use my head here. I'm taking Alhassan in Tapology as my pick, and I got him by knockout or within distance, whatever, knockout. Okay, got him by knockout. However, I am sprinkling a little dust on Malkoun at that plus 250, just, and I'm kind of gonna root for the old boy. I'm gonna see if and he's younger, 10 years younger. It's kind of like a trap bet. It's kind of a trap. Look what happened last weekend with Jorgen De Castro. Trap bet. I don't know. This is just very suspicious. I'm very weary on taking that. That's why I'm gonna, my pick is Alhassan, but yeah, it's something I feel something feels fishy about that Jacob Malkoun. Might shock everybody, just like Jargis Danho did last week. Anyway, to recap, time check. It wicked early, yeah. To recap, I have got Dakota Harry Bush beating Austin Thud Hubbard by decision. Then I've got Chase Sherman edging a decision, 3 rounds of, nice scoring, probably unanimous decision over Andrei Arlovski. He should have the speed on him, should be able to get him more. I don't think he's gonna get caught and get knocked out or anything. So I don't think neither one of them is. That's why I got that going to decision. Just as, notice, just as the books do too. Minus 150. And finally, I've got Abdul, Razzaq, Alhassan. Reluctantly, you know what? Maybe we're going to check weigh-ins and the face-offs. Something's very funny about this because everybody's saying repeat of what happened, but he's got to be wise to that. You know, it's like you gotta be looking out. You gotta be cautious of what you learn. Your losses are lessons. They're not failures. They're lessons. You learn from your failures. You learn from your losses. He had to have learned something from Phil Hawes knocking his butt out in 18 seconds of the first round. He's got to have learned something. So, mark my words. I'm taking Alhassan, but I'm betting Malkoun. So, gather the... Hey! Bonnie said she's going to come back Friday.
Okay.
Gather the info. Place the bets and cash the tickets. I appreciate... Tickets. Yeah, you're home. I just did a video. I appreciate you watching. Give me that thumbs up.
Where's Olivia?
She's upstairs.
Okay.
Feel free to fill the comments up and give me your thoughts. Does anybody have Malkoun? Just like, I don't know. There's something fishy there. I got a weird feeling. But go ahead and fill the comments up. I love them. I read them all. Share. Subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Good luck on these bets. I'm going to parlay this. This is pretty safe. But I'm going to do see that dollar sign? I am doing a sprinkle on Malkoun too, separately. But there you go. Good luck on these bets, and I will see you next episode.